It's Miss A, got a lot to say on all the things we go through within the day. Politics, dating, recipes, traveling, and yep, of course, I'm the karaoke queen. I take no L's, I'm always booking flights. This is my lovely lunatic Leo life. Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? This is my lovely lunatic Leo life. Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room? The one and only S.A. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to my lovely Lunatic Leo Life podcast for another fabulous episode and a super special guest. I want y'all to welcome Eve to the show. Woo-hoo! Now, Eve is super dope and super amazing. I met her when I did my ayahuasca retreat that I told you about, and it was at her dope-ass cabin, guys. She has a really beautiful cabin and a lot of space in it. Like, I've already told my friends, like, we have a place to rent whenever you guys are ready. It was so nice.
It was so beautiful, and we just got the jacuzzi started.
Oh, wait, where?
In the cabin. You didn't go to the back. There was like the sunroom, and next to the sunroom there's a jacuzzi.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and we got it working last week.
Nice.
So it's exciting.
I can't. I do definitely want to go back
but
there.
But you guys saw the wine cellar too, right?
No, I didn't see the wine cellar. Wait a minute. Where was that? Downstairs?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go in the basement.
Oh, you gotta come back.
Oh, I'm definitely. I've already planned it. I'm coming. Just a matter of time is when. That's it. But I'm definitely coming back. She was very instrumental during the ceremony. She has a beautiful, beautiful voice, and I hope you wouldn't mind singing for us later on before we leave. No pressure. I want you to feel comfortable. But she has a beautiful, beautiful voice, and she helped a lot of us, ground when we were taking the medicine, and she helped us heal, really. Just her spirit and her personality. She's got a lot going on. She does retreats, spiritual retreats for women and for the collective, for men and women. You're going to Egypt. By the time this shows, though, you probably would have already gone, but you're doing a whole retreat in Egypt.
I'm doing a whole retreat in Egypt in November. And then I'm doing Peru in February.
Oh, Peru's in February.
And June as well. Because Peru has, it has a beautiful little landscapes. It has a lot of, the whole country is just, you have desert, jungle, forest. You have beaches.
A desert?
Yeah, you have desert in Peru.
Wow, I never knew that.
You have all these different types of environments in the whole country. And there's a place, it's called the Nazca Lines, where they said that this is where the UFOs will go and land. It's like a UFO airport type. So we're doing that retreat in June, but we're doing Machu Picchu and everything in February.
Nice. Oh, that's dope. I would love to go to Peru. So maybe I'll be able to do June. I know not right now, but hopefully June. That would be so nice.
That would be so cool.
I would love to. Where are you from?
I'm from Peru.
Okay, so you were born in Peru.
Born and raised in Peru. Yes.
Oh, okay, so you could cook some good Peruvian food.
Oh my God, that is the best. Everywhere when I was in Bali, I remember, and I'm like, all right, I need my Peruvian chicken, I need my Peruvian food, where is it? And I Googled it, and I'm like, there was one. And I was like,
wow, was it good?
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah. And then my daughter was just in Bali, and I was like, just so you know, there's a Peruvian restaurant in Ubud. And she's like, Mom, really?
Oh, wow. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you get into, first of all, what can I call you? Are you like a priestess or? And don't be bashful.
Well, I started my path. I started as doing an amazing workshop. It was just called The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life. I was studying by Andromeda Melchizedek, which teaches people how to manifest from the tiny space of the heart, from the heart space.
Okay.
So in that workshop, you actually, it's like a 4-day
Come a little closer. Come a little closer.
So in that workshop, it's a 4-day retreat, and it encompasses the pineal gland activation, activating your halo, entities removals, learning how to manifest from your heart space instead of the mind. It just encompasses so many amazing things. And John Bolo studied with these indigenous tribes, with like the Navajos, and he studied with the Cueros from Peru, and he studied with the Kogis of Colombia, and so he actually been doing this for 40 years, and then he put a workshop together and encompassed everything that he learned for 40 years in this workshop. Ooh. And then I became a teacher of it because he actually changed my life. So when I started doing that work, it was amazing. And I just saw a transformation, and then I was being guided to like, okay, now you're gonna do woman empowerment, and you're gonna work with yoni eggs, and you're gonna work with womb healing, and you're gonna work with leading retreats. And I used to be like, me? Like, really? So, you know, it's like, just put it out there and they'll come.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. So then with that, I started working with the plant medicines, with ayahuasca. That was one of the things that I actually learned in doing the teacher training in Mexico with there was like 80 teachers. They asked me, they're like, oh my God, you're from Peru? Have you done ayahuasca? And I'm like, no. And everybody said, you haven't done ayahuasca? And I was like, no, I have not.
So you had never done ayahuasca before your training?
Before that training in 2012.
Wow.
And then I heard so many people talk so many great things about it. And, you know, I'm not really into doing any psychedelics back then. Mm-hmm. And then, so I was like, you know what? They were like, you never done any psychedelics? And I said, no, but I'm going to go do ayahuasca. They were like, you crazy? You should start out with like mushrooms, or you should start off with like DMT, or you should start off with like, and I'm like, no, I'm going straight to the source. I'm going straight to the source. So I went to the jungle and stayed in the jungle for about 2 or 3 weeks by myself.
Wow.
And sat with the medicine, with ayahuasca, by myself.
Wait. So no, what do you mean by like?
Well, there was 2 shamans.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
2 shamans that held the space. But
okay.
It's funny because, like, as you know, ayahuasca, you think you're done with your journey, but then it comes back, and you're like, oh, there goes another, you know, like there comes another session of her coming back. So I remember staying there, and I wasn't so scared about sitting with the medicine. What was really I was concerned was, I'm in the middle of the jungle, right? And there's no address. It's like I had to catch a flight, take a boat,
oh my God,
hike through the jungle, and then get there.
Damn.
So I'm literally like, I could die in the middle of the jungle and nobody will ever find my body, type of thing.
That's crazy.
Because there was not even a bathroom, there's no light, and you're on a complete dieta. You know?
Wow.
So I was really focused in just getting all my gunk out. I was like, listen, I really need to go to the next level, and if this is going to assist me or give me the awareness so I can heal, then this is it. So that's how I ended up doing ayahuasca when she guided me to do the retreats.
Wow.
So the mystical journey retreats, I started creating that. So started doing Sedona, started doing Peru, now it's Egypt. And little by little, and then doing the workshops, and then I became a medicine woman.
A medicine woman, okay. So so you're a medicine woman.
So that's what they call them, like healer, medicine woman. And I love quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement, which that's something that, like what you experience in your ayahuasca journey, right? That level of consciousness, that's what I love to also study, and I go dive deep into that when it comes to like other dimensions and portals and stuff like that. So
I do want to talk about that with you while you're here, because I haven't really, like, this will be I mentioned it a little bit in the last couple of episodes, but I haven't really talked about it, and I feel like talking to you now would you feel comfortable? Mm-hmm. Okay. So guys, when I did ayahuasca, I actually we did it for the weekend, so we did it 2 nights in a row. Mm-hmm. The first night was a different brew than the second night, but you can go up more than once to take some more. And usually it's like in a little wooden bowl, and it's about like 2 shots worth of brew. You know, it's a bitter tea. Ugh, it's bitter. Whenever I think about it, I just be like,
I know.
So when people say, oh, it tastes so beautiful, I'm like, wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Are we talking about the same drink? But I know it's gonna, you know, you just have to get past it, you know? Mm-hmm. I started with yahe, and initially when I was going to do yahe, I thought it was ayahuasca, but I didn't know till I got to the ceremony that it was going to be yahe. So I didn't have reception there, so I couldn't look it up. And yahe, it's like everything was happening for a reason and the way I was supposed to take it. Right. You know, because yahe, the first 2 nights, it was like the second night was stronger than that, and I was like, wow. So I couldn't, like, I didn't know what to expect with ayahuasca. I'm like, it's way powerful. What more is it gonna show me? Y'all, okay? Y'all, the first night was just amazing. And it's weird because when it started to, now mind you, it hit me quicker than everybody else because of my surgery. So usually some people feel it in 45 minutes. I was feeling it in like 20, 25 minutes, like quick.
That's really good.
And we all have a purge bucket, so we can purge. And people either you can purge with crying or through going to the bathroom or throwing up. And I always throw up. Like, I try not to. It's just automatic. Like, I'm gonna throw it up, especially that taste, So I try to hold it in as long as I can, because I'm like, I don't want to waste the medicine, so I try to hold it in as long. But when I start feeling it kick in, then I'm like, okay, now I can throw it up. But when it's kicking in, it was weird the first night because it looked like black spider webs were starting to come across the whole everywhere, And we were already in the dark too. It was just the moonlight shining in, And it was about 6 of us taking the medicine, and at first, it was just like, okay, I'm starting to feel it, so let me lay down. So I started laying down after I threw up. I started laying down, and then it felt like my body just went limp. Like, I could not do anything with my body.
That's it.
And I experienced, like, with this one, I felt it was more my human spirit side, And before, I forgot to say, before we did the medicine, there's an altar. So I put this necklace I bought from Zanzibar and this ring from Zanzibar. So I put that on the altar with my tarot, my oracle cards. And the man who administered the medicine, he brought a bunch of oracle cards. So I went through like all of them. He had like 8 oracle cards. And I went through each one and picked one card, like, what is it going to show me this weekend?
Right.
And one in specific, I didn't understand it, but I took a picture of it and I put it on the altar too. Mm-hmm. But I read it, but I had no idea what it meant.
Right.
So that was Saturday night, which was, like I said, more my spiritual side. And also, I told you I started getting into tarot after I did Yahe. So the medicine was telling me, or my ancestors were like, we've been talking to you through your tarot readers. Right. And I was like, I knew it, because everything seems like it's for me. So they're like, we've been trying to talk to you and you just don't listen. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm like, I'm going to get into my intuition more, Mm-hmm. But sometimes, or the way my vision wasn't like I was seeing through a human. It felt like I was seeing through an animal. And ironically, or it could have been a bug. I felt like a spider because the way it was coming in spider webs, and I had like white lines through my vision. Okay, I can't explain it.
So you were like a spider.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And then I started purging again, but this time I'm laying on the ground and I can't move, and I'm just like, purging on the ground with my hair, my face all. It's not anything cute, y'all. So don't think but you're around people like the people I met. Most of them I met that day, and we left as family. So you just got to be open. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's an amazing experience. But the one that blew my mind was the second night. The second night he had 2 different brews, and he was like, the second one is stronger, is the most powerful that he's ever taken, the one who administered. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take 2 cups of everything, y'all.
Everything.
I had 1 cup of the first brew, and that was it. Yeah. My whole body, I couldn't do anything. But this one, first of all, I never really thought about other realms and how we've lived in other realms until Cacique mentioned, he was like, our spirits are so stuck on this realm that we have other realms to go to. And I'm glad he mentioned that, because I would have freaked the fuck out. I would have freaked the fuck out if he didn't say it. So I'm so glad he mentioned it. And they also gave us like breathing techniques as well, which helped me a lot too. But this one was, man, it was different. It was like I blink and I'm in a different place, a different dimension. And I'm literally like, I'm around people physically, but spiritually, I was the only person wherever I was. In another dimension or realm, I heard creature sounds, but it was cold at night, so I was under the covers and I really couldn't move. So I feel like if I moved the covers, I would have seen everything, right? So I was like, yo, it was like I was scared, but not really scared. I guess it was me separating from this earthly spirit here. So there was other places I visited where it felt like home, and I was kind of sad, like, damn, I don't want to leave my family back on earth, but this feels so good to me, like, what am I going to do? And then the second place I visited was actually the card that I pulled, the one that I put on the altar. Right. And it was the soul star chakra, which is a chakra about 6 inches above your head, and it was like a kaleidoscope of colors. So with that, the colors was around me, and I was moving my hands, and it looked like my hand was coming through the colors in like a spiderweb look. And my nails, I had pink nails at the time, they were slowly growing. They were slowly growing. And at this point, that's when I lift the covers up and I see everything is the same thing as what I'm seeing under the covers. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Breathe. Just breathe.
Where am I?
I was so stumped, and I just remembered even one place or two places I went to, it was nothing there. And I was just like, oh, this place isn't for me. Like, it's beneath me. Like, I don't know. I felt like a daughter of the universe is the only way I can explain it. Like, I felt kind of royal in some places, or like I was royal everywhere and I could just choose where I want to go. So when that was over and done, or when I started to come back down, I heard one of my friends that was there, Adrian, his name is Adrian too, and he was singing, but I didn't hear from the beginning of the song. It was more towards the end. It's just like it was coming a bit louder and louder, like I was coming back. Yeah. And I felt like his voice kind of brought me back, you know, and grounded me. Yeah. What's his name? Reggie, he was sitting next to me, and mind you, again, I go on now. Oh, we were also outside too. Yes. This time. So
the first time was inside the cabin.
Yes.
And the second time was outside in the grass under the night stars.
The stars were amazing. The planets, you could see planets.
You could see planets. The Milky Way.
Yes, everything. We saw UFO. Oh my God, we saw UFO. The sky was doing so much that whole weekend. Like, seriously, it was amazing.
It is amazing, and that's the gift about Mother Ayahuasca, that she puts you can connect to other planets and dimensions and other vibrations and resonance, because we are just like spirits having a human experience, right? So we are these multi-dimensional beings always. And that's why you got to experience what you got to experience, and then it's just letting you know, listen, it's not just this earth plane that we live in. We live in simultaneously.
Yes.
We live in other worlds because we are just energy, right? And we're just having this human experience.
Yeah.
And we think the time is linear, but it's really not. It's just all happening at the same moment, at the same time. So when you're drinking this medicine, you were able to tune into those other parts of yourself that your spirit, your energy body is still actually living.
Oh my God.
And you're just,
like right now.
It's like, yeah, so it's like, let's say like imagine a circle, and you're in the middle of the circle, and there are these lines. And then you can tune into this timeline and this timeline and this timeline, but you're in the middle. So you have all thousands and thousands of timelines that you are coexisting in all these timelines, in all these other realms. And it's fascinating. This is why I love about doing this work in this metaphysical. And then, of course, Ayahuasca, she brings to you this awareness, this consciousness that you got to experience something different that not too many people actually experience. So you were able to tune into outer time, outer space.
And I'm so surprised that I did that, because I don't meditate. Like, I'm getting to my spiritual higher self since Yahe. I've been working on it. But meditating, I'm not like a meditator. I wouldn't say, I just felt like I was honored that she showed me or chose me to see this. You know what I mean? Because I never imagined or never thought about that, something like that. I just thought about planets and UFOs and aliens, not knowing that my ancestors. So one of the intentions was to be able to speak to my ancestors without having to take any psychedelic medicines. Yes, so that's what I did when I pulled the card. So the card I pulled was Soul Star Chakra, and it said merging with the divine. All right, I'm going to show in the video. But now mind you, I didn't know what this meant. So Sunday when I got home, I forgot I even took the picture, and I was looking at the pictures that we took when we were leaving, and I was like, oh, look at this. So then I understood exactly what it said. So the card said transcendence, letting go, being filled with divine light, channeling karmic records, the bridge between the spiritual and the physical realms, ascension. The image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscopic wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. Yep. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. Wow. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. Remember that you are an infinite being with the ability to expand your awareness beyond space and time. Consider the paradigms outside this physical reality may be unfathomable until we raise our higher vibration and can think outside the mind. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously right now across multiple dimensions. Yes. Karma, or what can be implemented or cleared for your optimal progress toward ascension.
Yeah, so that's the beauty. You see, it's like, and it's so hard for people to understand this, and that's one of the messages that I have. You know, people believe in past life, but we only say past lives or reincarnation for the mind, right? This earth plane mind to understand it, but in reality, everything is happening at this present moment. That's why the living in the present moment is so important. Right, because everything is happening at this moment. Mm-hmm. So that 5-year-old little girl is still going through what she went through. She's just in this timeline. So you're in this timeline, but you can tune in and go back. Like the way you just went back to that moment in time where all these other cosmic beings were and all these other type of planets that you went to, you can go back to the little girl.
Wow.
Because she's still there and she's going through whatever she's going through. That's when I work with emotional trauma healing. And to me, it's going back to that little kid, because whatever you're bringing into this moment in this present time, you're still holding, you're bringing a cord or energetic cord from that moment in time. So it's healing, healing what you went through in this moment in time, in this lifetime. But then you ask to be connected to your ancestors. So, and it's interesting when people tell me, oh, well, I want to be connected to my ancestors. In my head, I'm like, do you even have any idea what because people think, oh, my ancestors from the past, from my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. Oh, we've been Pleiadians, we've been Arcturians, we've been Syrians, we've been Andromedas, we've been so many other beings. Yeah. We've been the creatures of the sea, creatures of the land. We have been, God knows, right?
Right.
So what is really is like connecting to all that is, and that's what it says is connect. You are everything and nothing all at the same
time. It's amazing when I think about it. Now, when I did Yahe, it showed me. I felt like my ancestor, like here on earth, but even then I was like a royal warrior being. Like that's how I felt, like this, like it's running through my blood, royal warrior. So now with ayahuasca, it's still showing me I'm kind of royal, but not here. Like, so I'm like,
wait a minute, I'm being punked.
Right, like wait, I'm a queen somewhere else. Like maybe not even a queen is the right word. It's just.
Well, you're probably an empress or a goddess or someone of high standards, right? So then you're actually, even with the work you're doing, right? You are showing people, you're giving this wisdom and this knowledge to everyone that has no idea of this. So in essence, you are bringing something from whatever the queen does over there at that royal court, right? She's always advising, giving wisdom, knowledge. She's put it. You're doing that, and then this is the way you chose to do it in doing the podcast and doing your radio shows over there. You're doing it in a different way. Yeah. But you're actually partaking in the shifting of the planet, bringing this information. Yeah. It's a blessing. Just that in itself, because people have no idea. Nowadays, I've been doing this for over 10 years. So this last 3 years, I feel like everything blew up. Like everybody's into manifesting, everybody's into create crystals, and now everybody's doing ayahuasca, and I'm just sitting back and I'm just like observing all of this, and I'm like, wow, really people, and it's with people that have actually done ayahuasca like yourself and said, listen, I'm going to do a podcast and we're going to talk about this, because it's also a tool, especially for people that are going through traumas or people that need to just let go of fears, right? Because there's two vibrations on earth, right? It's love and fear. And what is fear? False evidence appearing real. It does not exist. It only exists in your mind, right? And that vibration of love, once you connect to that vibration of love, that's where we come from. We come from love. Love is and that's what we end up being. Oh
my gosh, I feel emotional because I'm telling you, since I'm not the same. Like, I'm still goofy and crazy like that. Yeah, but
don't ever let go of that.
No, that's who I am. But something changed in me, and it's like me always being talkative and doing my radio show. I love doing it, so I just chalked it up as something I love to do. Right. But I feel like now, like, this is my mission. Things have happened to me for a reason to get to this point, to still keep going.
Exactly.
And it's my mission here on earth. And I keep telling people, like, I am love. I've never had real true love with, like a fairy tale or nothing like that. I've been dissed so many times. I've been, played with. People have used my energy just because I make them feel good. But I still, at the end of the day, have so much love to give, like, so much. And I was realizing, like, it's because of what I am.
You innately are. You are love. And that's why I tell people when they're going under ayahuasca, I say, if you see something that you don't like or something doesn't bother you, it's like, just send it love. Right? Send it love. Because once you're in that vibration of like I told you, positive affirmations, positive thoughts, being around people that are positive, people that are listening to music that's positive, anything that's high vibrational stuff, right? That's why I said, don't ever let your goofiness go. Why? Because that puts you in a space of a childlike manner.
Yes.
And what happens when you're in a childlike manner, ego cannot come in. Like the ego, it's there, but it's like, it's like you're leading it with your heart.
Right.
Right? So being in that space of love and happiness, there's no other forces that can penetrate or connect with you because you're staying at this vibration. So the meditations practices are important. Your self-awareness, healing those emotional baggages, those fear-based mentalities, those mental programs, right? Because we all have all these mental programs. So your parents come with so many programs, and then they instill it in you in your subconscious mind. Next thing you know, you have all these things, limited blocks that you have, and you're like, why am I like this? But it's been the society, the school system, your parents. And when you drink ayahuasca and you go to this space that you're infinite and you're love, it's like, wait a minute, this is what's true.
Yeah.
That's what's true. I always say we're in the void thinking we're living in this earth. But we're just in the void. We're just pure consciousness having a dream that we are human beings. Because we're having fun. We're having fun, right? So it's like we're gods or goddesses, right? Experiencing our own creations through being Evelyn, through being a rock, through being you, through bringing this wall, through bringing this plant. It's like we are just experiencing ourselves through everything and everyone.
Yeah.
That's
like like seriously.
Yeah, so then it's like then now people can actually say, okay, so this happened to me and this happened to me. Why am I manifesting this? So that's people say, oh my God, why did I manifest? That's when you gain your power back.
Yeah. Right.
It's like, okay, so which is good now. It's people being aware of it. Like, okay, why did you co-create this scenario? Why is this happening to you? What is it in me that I still need to work on within me that manifested this type of scenario into my life? What am I not looking at within myself?
Right.
Right. So sometimes you create scenarios and you bring people into your awareness, into your reality, that they're always teaching you something, and it's either lessons, self-love, boundaries, patience. Right.
I need less.
So sometimes we create these scenarios because behind it's you co-creating it for your highest good.
Right. That makes sense now. Back then I wouldn't have understood, but it all makes sense.
No. And then people get triggered, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you get triggered. I'm like, oh my God, this person cut me off. What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. But then, but then you get to a space that it doesn't longer triggering you.
Right.
You're like,
I was thinking that because it was, I don't remember if it was while I was under ayahuasca, maybe grandmother ayahuasca was telling me at the time that it was like, there's so many things I worried about here that's not, like, why are you worrying about these? Like, there's dumb things that you, yeah. So it was like showing me, like, you worry about the wrong things. And I was like, you're right. I just, so like, what I'm saying? Like, now I'm a little bit calmer. I'm a little more chill. Like, there's certain things you don't need to worry about because there's so many materialistic things. There's things that don't even matter. You're just putting it in your energy for no reason. And I was like, you know that. And now I'm also being protective of people I'm going to be around too. You know what I mean? Like this is part of me that's changed. I don't want to go to a place where there's going to be so many people, especially if it's just a party. Maybe a concert, maybe, but a party, like no. I'd rather be with a smaller amount of people because me, Adrian, and our friend Tia, right? We did shrooms. Now this is a week after ceremony, so I did a little bit of shrooms when I came home because I was freaking out, which I'll talk about that later. Oh, but we, Adrian we did shrooms, and it was a whole plan. We were gonna cook, we do shrooms, and just have like therapy sessions, laugh, drink, no drinking. We laughed, we danced, we cried, everything. So Adrian wanted to go to the park. I was like, Adrian, I really don't feel like it. I usually want to take shrooms. I'm in the house. I don't want to go out. He wants to hug a tree. I'm like, oh, fine. Let's go to the freaking park. Now we got outside, and now I'm just picking up so much, and then I also realized I still have ayahuasca in my system.
That's how I'm like,
yeah. Oh my God. Eve, we went to the park. I had such dread through my body. I'm like, something bad has happened in this park. Like I wanted to cry. Like I can't be in this park. And Adrian, like me and him got into it a little bit because he still wants to walk through the park. Now everyone's looking at, well, I felt like everyone was looking. I felt like everyone, I was paranoid, but there was something about that park that felt very, very evil and bad. Awesome. So when we left, I still was kind of like shaking while we were walking back to the apartment. I was like, I've never experienced that. But I realized I'm more sensitive now to a lot of things. My intuition has heightened times 1,000. I'm listening to the universe now. Everything is making sense. I'm seeing signs everywhere.
Talks to you in so many ways, in so many levels, in so many instances that it's crazy. But you just gotta pay attention. It talks to you. It really does talk to you in so many ways. I mean, even when you're driving and you read a plate number. You're thinking of something, and then 111 shows up, or you're saying I wonder, and then you turn on the radio, and then the message is in the
it's
song.
Right there.
It just talks to you. People are just not in tune, and this is what happens when you do plant medicines. Either it's mushrooms or ayahuasca or yahe or or grandfather peyote. You could tune into. Everything talks. Mm-hmm. Everything has consciousness. Everything has energy. So that's one of the things that I love about plant medicines is that it helps you to get that awareness, but it also provides you the things that you need to work on. Mm-hmm. Like I always say, we don't want to be using plant medicine as a crutch. We want to make sure that we take it and we bring something back. Mm-hmm. Like you took it and you brought something back.
Yes.
Right?
And healed. And also the second night when I was purging, again, the second night I was purging all over the place. Reggie next to me, he was like, it looked like The Exorcist. He was like, the way you were purging, your body was twisted. You were making animal sounds. I was like, oh my God. And I don't remember any of that. But when I remember purging that part where I'm all over the place. But when I was purging, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's me saying this or grandmother ayahuasca was telling me like, this is all the liquor you've been drinking. Like I really felt that way. And since I've been back, I haven't really had like a strong feeling to drink like I used to. I used to drink every single day. And when I say every single day, I'm not exaggerating. I am not. It's either wine or alcohol. And then because when I'm home, I'm drinking it. Then I'm going out. So it was like, I'm always doing that, And sometimes I'm drinking and I'm not even getting drunk. I'm just getting nauseous or my stomach is getting full. It's just a habit of just keep drinking. So now I haven't drank in about 3 weeks, maybe almost 4 weeks.
Awesome.
And I feel good. Like I did it to reset. I said no drinking all of September. And then after that, maybe on occasion or vacations, you know what I mean? But even I'm going to still try to go for as long as I can until I really want.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. You're listening to your body because there is times like we need to reset, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of times that we need to reset it. And I remember when I started my path, I remember a lot of people that I knew were going vegan, and they were like, I'm not eating this and I'm not eating that. And I always said to myself, I'm like, listen, I know I need my ceviche. I know that for a fact. So I'm definitely not going to go vegan. But more than not going vegan, I was like, I have to listen to my body and my intuition of what my body needs. Mm-hmm. And sometimes my body just asks for like, okay, this is a time that you're going to go into a space that you're just going to drink your celery juice. You're not going to do anything else. You're just going to drink your celery juice. You're going to go fruits or veggies for 2 weeks. You know, and there's times that it's like, where's my skirt steak? Where's my pasta? You know, so just being in tune with your body, because a lot of people got sick also when they become vegan, some people, you know. So to me, it's always about where are you in your consciousness and what is your body asking of you. So it sounds like your body's asking to chill.
Yeah, I felt it. She definitely, yeah.
Your body's asking to say, you know what, let's reset. Let's sit back and let's chill a little bit. And that's what it sounds like. And again, you're listening to it. So that's important. You're in tune with your body.
Right.
You know? Because we actually, when you go into meditation, you go down into your throat. And let's say you go down into your heart and your stomach, you could actually talk to your pancreas, to your liver, and it will actually tell you, listen, like, I know my liver is like, can I get some water? Can I get some water? Or my kidneys, you know? So you have a connection with your whole body. Just think about it, right? So as above, so below, as without, so within. So we are a reflection of the universe, of the stars. So our atoms in our cells, let's say it's stardust, they're actually galaxies.
Wow, my goodness.
All right. So then you could tune into all of this. So I'm happy to hear that you're listening to your body.
I'm trying. I'm still, you know,
and then don't feel guilty when it's time for you to be like, okay, I could have a drink.
Right,
you know, because you're also having this beautiful earthly experience. And that's why I say, I always tell people, I'm like, I only came here for sex and to eat. like,
good sex and good food.
Good sex and good food.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Because you're having also this beautiful experience, right? Of being in this body, in this avatar. And I'm like, I wonder how the angels feel. Like their energy. So I'm like, I wonder if they could like eat their food, like when we eat the food. I'm like, so I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I'm here. I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna follow my passion and my highest calling.
Right.
You know, and let go of all those limiting beliefs that we grow up with. You know, I grew up with the belief of I was born a sinner in the Catholic Church. And I used to question it because, of course, we're the black sheep of our family. Right. Like, wait, what the fuck? I just got here.
Wait, what I do?
What I do? How am I a sinner? Wait, what? You know, so I was like, I disagree with that belief, so I'm not gonna let it. You know, because then why am I even here then? If I'm already a sinner, I'm already blemished. Like what?
Right.
Anything that I do, I'm still not good enough. That's a mental belief pattern that we all have, that the Catholic Church instills in you. So I let go or deleted that belief in my system. And that's what we have to do. Things that no longer serve your beliefs and do not make you become the highest version of yourself. Delete, reprogram.
You have to reprogram yourself.
Yeah,
some of it is reprogrammed.
Yeah, like your brain is a computer, right? So you got to reprogram yourself into things that are going to become the highest version of you, and there are good, positive beliefs.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, you're just shooting yourself in your foot.
And I don't want to do that.
No.
So I'm glad she showed me a lot. And you know what's also, I got to stop saying it's crazy because it's not crazy. But I told you how they told me that the tarot readers have been talking to me. So before ayahuasca, everything was earthly realm. Everything was not even, they didn't even talk about realms. And I was doing my horoscopes, you know, so Leo, Cancer, Virgo, all that. Then I come back and now I'm doing pick a cards. Now the pick a cards is whatever calls out to you. You pick that card and they read, you know, they do the tarot. Right. No lie, Evelyn, at least 2 or 3 of them since I've been back have been on, like, they talk about other realms and that they're like, I'm so honored to read your cards. And I'm like, yo, they're talking to me. One of them even teared up. She was like, I've never had a reading like this. This is amazing. Like, you're here for this purpose. She was telling me, I was like, I already know this, you know. They're telling me my purpose. They're like, your mission is really to save humanity. You know what I mean? And I know it's not me. I'm not the only one. But the fact that I've never heard this before, Aya, and now I'm hearing these things. And even, I'll tell you about my other guy, what they said about both of us. Like, I'm like, yo, it's amazing because, like, again, they're talking to me and others, of course, but this was my message.
It's your message, right? Because you're co-creating, basically, right? People always ask me, like, what's my mission? Or I feel like I don't know my mission. And I'm like, your mission in life is to be in service to humanity.
Yeah.
Like
in any way.
In any way, through your painting, through being a doctor, to being a singer, to being, I don't even know, being a janitor, you know, like in the littlest, smallest things, it is to be in service to other people. And that is completely fulfilling. Like for me, that is my passion. That is the thing that I love to do. I love when people like you come to an ayahuasca ceremony and you get that epiphany, you get that aha moment, you get like, holy smokes. That's like, for me, I'm like, yup. I'm like, yup. And then and within a year or less, you could see that they take quantum leaps in their evolution, in their spiritual path. They take quantum leaps, and then it's just amazing. So, and then they become the voice, and they become following their heart's calling, and become to be in service to humanity, you know, to make other people's lives better. That's, to me, is like, that's because we are co-creating this reality. We are living in a world that has positive and negatives, but the reason why we have the greed, the ambitions, or we have anger or hate or resentment, it is because human beings are still carrying that within them. And the moment we heal that, and you heal that, and that person heals that, and thousands of us are healed that within ourselves, it's just bound to happen that we're going to co-create the golden age. We're going to co-create this another type of world. A place where we all living from our heart space, and that energy really talks, like that telepathic, like you can connect and be with somebody next to you, and it's happening already. When people are there and they're like, oh my God, I just don't vibe with her energy, I gotta get out of here. This is not even with words. You're already tuning in, because that is we have that chromosome, we have that ability. We had telekinesis, we have teleportation, we have clairvoyance, clairaudience, premonitions. We have all those gifts within our DNA. You know, we have them. So we're tuning into that. We are healing, and we are ascending, and we're tuning into all our gifts. And then when we are letting go of all those angers and that pain and that resentment, and we are filling it with love and joy and peace, and then you're feeling it with that, and then she's feeling it, and then it's just like it's a ripple effect. And next thing you know, we are manifesting and co-creating a new earth.
Wow. Of
love. You know, that's why my website is called In One Heart, because I always felt that we all lived under one heart.
You say your website?
Yeah, my website.
In One Heart.
In One Heart. So I felt like you in your heart space, I'm in my heart space, everybody's in their heart space. It's bound to happen. It's just a matter of time. So healing, ayahuasca. So I tell people, plant medicines have come into our life. Mother Earth has provided everything for you, right? Chamomile, lavender, if you have a headache, if you have this, there's a spice and a herb for every sickness out there.
Wow.
And then you have ayahuasca for your emotional trauma, for the things that you don't want to look into. You have peyote, you have wachuma, you have yahe, you have all these other, you have Ebola, you have all these other plant medicines that is there to assist you. Mushrooms there to assist you. Even mushrooms, like psilocybin, they're using it for depression now.
Yeah, I've heard.
So they're using it to actually heal. So people are actually, these plant medicines are here to assist us to heal. And people are finally waking up to this information. I am so happy, and I think it's because people like you that come out and say it and speak your truth and talk about it, and like me and like Cacique and everybody is just like we all want one thing, and that is peace and love.
Yeah.
Right? But in order for us to be able to get to that space, you have to be walking it and being it. And how do you get to the space? By letting go of all your shit. Yeah.
It's not an easy thing. You know, first even to decide to do the medicine is one in itself, you know? It's a process. But honestly, for me, I was ready, but the way things were happening last year, it was when I tried to do it, but I wasn't aligned at the time. Honestly, I was not aligned. I had my surgery, my gastric sleeve, September 27th last year. And that brought my confidence out more. And like now where I'm not too, like I always was kind of confident, but I wasn't fully happy with myself.
Right.
Now I'm more confident and I'm more happy with myself. And I think I had to be at this level to accept what Yahe and Ayahuasca was showing me. You know what I mean? Because now I'm believing the power they're showing me. You know, I mean, of course, sometimes like little things might make me doubt it, but I know that power is within me. And now I'm trying to live in my power, and not in a cocky way. I'm still wanting to help people and everything, but it's like I know now I can make whatever I want happen.
Right.
You know?
And you know what? And these are tools that you're going to take, right? And there's going to come times that you're going to be testing yourself, and things are going to come up, and things are going to, and then they're going to trigger you, or they're going to put you in a space. And don't feel bad about it. Just observe the emotion, observe the feelings, and look into them. And then become master of your emotions. And that's why I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of these masters, Buddha, Jesus, Babaji, all of them, they became masters of the emotions. So they will just sit with the emotions, and they will observe the emotions, right? Like, oh wow, I feel sad. Oh well, I shouldn't be feeling sad because I'm spiritual and I have to meditate and love and light. No. Feel the feeling, okay? Why is that sadness there? What is it doing? What is it teaching me? Where is it coming from?
Right.
What's the subtext of this sadness, right? With those, and being patient with yourself, you know, being patient, and don't doubt yourself. It's hard to say don't doubt yourself, because you're always going to doubt, because the logical mind is always
natural.
It's natural. You know, but once you tune into that heart space, and then you start gathering all these tools, you start gathering your tarot readings, the cardiology readings, you start having this medicine, you have your Palo Santo, you have your crystals, you have this, you start having tools. And let me tell you, the problems that a lot of people are seeing it out there like this, with these tools, they become this big, because you have these tools. And then you can go to anywhere in the world with that wisdom and knowledge and those tools,
and be okay.
You'll be okay.
Wow.
And that's why, you know, that's why I told my students, I said, listen, I said, you guys don't understand. Those tools that you have with the plant medicines, with the crystals, with the sage, with meditation, with working on yourself, with becoming aware of your traumas, which want to forgive and asking for forgiveness, like what I'm doing now. I'm doing actually a goddess retreat in December, the weekend of December 16. It starts Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and people leave Sunday.
Oh, damn.
But it's just goddesses.
Oh, did you send an email about that?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But I will this week, and it's just women, and I'm having this beautiful medicine woman who is my sister, who I love her, and she's gonna be singing. I mean, this is gonna be like, and then I have a Dr. Pierman who does the right and release, and then I have the Yoni steaming Andrea from Johnny Rose Love, I think it's called. But in any event, we're all putting together this beautiful to say goodbye to 2022, because I know a lot of people went through it in 2022. So and putting all of this to bring the woman to their divine essence and divine power, because oh my God, you know, the woman, if they knew, like if they were able to see their power. I mean, if all the women in this world unite.
Oh my goodness.
It's over.
It'll be over.
It's over. I mean, like we
so
will
much
bring
power.
paradise. We will bring paradise. You know, we will bring so much love, and then now we have the divine masculine. Like a lot of my students that have come to my workshops and stuff, they're all divine masculine. You know, and then they're holding that space for the woman. You know, there are knights. There are protectors. They holding that space. It's so beautiful, and they're remembering who they are.
Wow, are they single? Because you know, if this one don't hurry up, I'm gonna just have to go meet them divine men.
I'm gonna. You know what? I did a retreat one time. It was so funny. I did a Peru. There were 7 men, and I was the only woman.
Damn.
7 guys, and I felt like Snow White. But it was so beautiful to witness that these men were wanting to get into their heart space. I did a workshop as well. Everybody that showed up, only 5 men showed up, and they were all men, and it was to get into the heart space and manifestation. Wow. So the men are coming along. You know, they're remembering. You know, the divine masculine and what they were put on this earth for. And some of them forgot, but a lot of them are actually awakening.
Yeah.
You know,
it's beautiful.
So it's beautiful. So then that's what we need. We need this balance. The women are awakening, the men are awakening. And once we get to that resonance, that balance, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful earth. And we're going to be being able to give this to the next generations to come and
right.
being in tune. Like, it's interesting because all of this is coming with the plant medicine and the manifestations and all these healings. At the same token, right? People are also like doing metaverse and then the phones and AI and all of this. But at the same token, people are like, go hug a tree. You know, it's like these two worlds, right, are like right next to each other. And at the end, I always say life is very simple. Nature comes and goes, very simple. Autumn comes, the leaves fall, the leaves. Spring comes. There's no rushing. There's no.
Right.
It's just all happens naturally. And I always say to people, it's like at the end of everything, just go back to simplicity. So like going away to that cabin and connecting to that trees and just sitting there and just being.
And that's the perfect place to be. I'm telling you, I'm in love with your cabin. Seriously, like, and I'm not a cabin. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not a cabin person.
You're that cabin.
Yeah, okay. As long as I don't have to sleep outside, it maybe eventually one day, but you know, I have the cabin. I could go outside whenever, walk barefoot, hug my trees, and go back in the house.
Beautiful, yeah, and in the fireplace and.
Yeah, it was amazing. Oh, even on the way there, it was me and two other people on the way to the cabin. The sky, it was like the sun was setting beautifully. An eagle crossed in front of us on the highway. I've never seen a live eagle. It's always like maybe in a zoo or something like that. So I was looking that up, and that has a lot to do with spirituality as well. And then when we were like less than a mile away from the cabin, the cloud itself was like a turquoise blue, like an aqua blue color. And behind it was like pink orange, like
called a UFO inside the cloud.
You know what? After we left, I was like, you know, at first I was like, I think we're entering a portal of protection. That's how I felt. But we did see UFOs that night, and I'm like, that makes sense. It could make sense because that blue, I've never seen a cloud blue like that before.
It's interesting, but yeah, that the land itself is very blessed. I remember when I first purchased it, I was like, okay, this is it.
Yes, it's amazing. It's so amazing.
And it held the space for everybody. It's just. It's a number 11 too.
Yeah.
And we have the bridge, and they say that number 11 is a bridge between the material world and the spiritual world.
Wow.
So, and then it has two bridges, which
the
house has its own bridge.
Yes. Oh my God. I love it. I love it so much.
So, So, I mean, I think that we are you are on an amazing path in sharing this information to the world.
Yeah. I always knew, like, I mean, I guess within the last couple of years, I would tell people I feel like my purpose is just me living my life and being me and allowing people to, showing people how to love themselves and be happy just by me doing me and showing it to the world. Because I always do post what I'm doing. And, you know, people will tell me, like, you've inspired me to do this. You inspired me to do that. And I feel like that's it. But now I feel like there's even more to it. Me having my voice is no coincidence. Like, I'm powerful with my voice. I'm very powerful with my voice, and I'm starting to see that now. Now is a bigger message that I have to get out there. You know what I mean? Just to help humanity, you know? And it's like, that's part of my power too. When I'm saying I have power, I don't mean I could point and make something blow up. Not like that.
We're not there yet.
Not yet. I mean, I could get there, so I feel like I could. But right now, it's just showing my power of love and my voice and getting the word out there for plant medicine and love and travel and just you know, happiness. Like, I really feel happy, you know what I mean?
And that's the best thing. You lead by example.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people. And you want to change the world, change yourself first.
Yeah.
As long as you're working on your stuff and you are actually having fun and doing the things that you love and just being that energy, you know, you just go to a room and you light it up just by you being you and being in your heart space. So lead by example. Don't ask people of stuff from people that you're not, you know, embracing yourself or you're not walking your walk.
Yeah.
You know? Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. You know.
And I am doing that, honey. Okay. Even when I was a big girl, I would walk into a room and maybe it's by the way I dress or my hair, but people always like focused on me, and being that I wasn't so confident, sometimes I'd be like, oh my God, they're all staring at me. But now when I walk into the room and everyone's looking at me and I'm looking at you back, Yes, you do see, you're looking at the right thing because you do see my light. Yes. And I'm not saying it's like, when I'm saying I feel beautiful, I don't mean physically. I mean like from the inside out, and my aura is beautiful.
That's the beautiful part about beauty, right? Is okay, so I seen a good-looking woman, right? Physically good-looking, walk into a room, but I see a confident woman that walks into a room. She's probably not as good-looking, right? But she walks into that room and she knows who she is as a woman. She knows her worth, her self-respect. She knows who she is, what she embodies. She overshines everything.
Yes, that's so sexy.
And then it's super sexy. And this is because, she's done the work, right? She's done the work. So that's what we want all the women to be like. We want women to walk into the room. They're all beautiful. They all have a beautiful light, but some of them just forgotten.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm also a teacher of the School of Remembering, which is... If you look it up, you'll know more about quantum stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
But it's called the School of Remembering because there's nothing that I'm teaching you. I'm just helping you remember who you are and giving you the tools, right? To remember you are a freaking goddess. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You are a freaking goddess. And the only way people would respect you and treat you with respect and that love and value you is when you're treating yourself in that manner, right? So this is what I teach. I've done the retreats, and with the retreats, like with Egypt and going to the temples.
I wish.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be amazing, especially the one that's coming up. It's gonna be amazing. But then seeing the epiphanies that people, because there is some land that have portals and vortexes, right? That they have there's spaces, there's countries that have these vortexes and these energy fields, and when you walk in there, it's already transmuting something within you.
Wow.
Like one of the last a couple of months ago when I went to Egypt in March, I had three of the goddesses that came with me. They were like, Evelyn, I don't know why I'm crying. I just keep crying, and I'm like, it's okay. It's the energy where we are, because I'm always choosing the right space where I know it's transformative just by them standing in the land.
Wow.
And they're like, I don't know.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, it's okay. I was like,
amazing.
You're just letting go, and your heart is being opened up, and and they're like, I don't know, I can stop crying, I can stop. Just in itself, you don't need a plant medicine. Just standing there. And that's how Peru is. When people leave the retreats, I see people in the airport like bawling, crying. They're like, I don't want to leave. This has been transformational. Like, imagine, and I'm like, I get it, I get it. But that's what I also do. What I do is just getting to because this is my vision. Is this is like, if I help heal you and transform your life, it's only a matter of time before you plant the seeds to everyone else.
Yeah.
And then I think about the children that are coming up, my great-grandchildren. Like, what have I, what's my legacy? What am I leaving behind? What is the world, So it's just giving back.
That's what it's about. And good karma.
Beautiful.
You get your karma.
Yeah.
Wow. This is good, Evelyn. I'm so glad you came on. I didn't expect to get this deep. But, I mean, I guess I did. But also, I wanted to thank you, too, because the day after I came back from my retreat, I was a hot mess, y'all. I was crying. I was like, mind you, when I took the shrooms when I came home Sunday, I was like, okay, I don't want to do plant medicine again because I might not come back to this realm. Then I'll be sad I left my family behind, and then it's a whole controversy of me dying it. But you're not going to die from the plant medicine. But this is what I was going through my head. So I text Cacique, and then I text you, and we spoke, and you really helped me because I just was overwhelmed by what I saw, and that knowing the power that I hold. It overwhelmed me because I was just like, I never thought about what I saw like that, but it was like, it makes sense in a way. Like, I always knew I was different in a different way. Like, I don't know why I thought I was different, but I always knew it. And then it was just showing me how powerful I am. And I think that's what scared me.
Yeah, you're scared of your own power. And there's a lot of people out there that are scared of their own power, And it's not for you. It's little by little. You start becoming more confident and more comfortable in your own skin. And you're already feeling it, right?
Yeah.
And then, and I tell people, what's the best? Like, I tell my mom, or I tell my sisters and my siblings, I said, when you start really believing and doing what you love and you're passionate, you believe it, you won't give a fuck about how people view you, how people see you. And if you do care, you will always be their prisoner. So the moment that you start doing you, what happens, you become this person that is so passionate and there's this glow in your eyes and you're just in this space of love and passion and lust for life. So what happens is that people that are watching you, they're going to be like, wow, I want what she has. So then they start saying, well, maybe I should become a radio talk show host or I should do a podcast. But just because they see the light, that doesn't mean that that's their path.
Right.
So they're just intrigued by your passion that you have for life. So that's when I started doing. I was always like this. I used to be my daughters. That's why I call in my Instagram, I'm just different, right? Because my daughters used to always tell me, "You're just different, Mom. You're just," because I really was a black sheep, and I always was like, "This is stupid." This
Me too. Like, why I gotta follow these rules?
I gotta follow these rules, but that doesn't make any sense.
Right?
That's stupid. But I don't want to wait till I'm 65 to retire and then travel the world. I want to do that whilst I'm young and I'm good looking.
Right.
Like, I don't want to, I'm like, none of it made sense.
Yeah.
Like, I questioned everything and everyone. Even the priests. I mean, question.
Me too, everything. Girl. Even Jesus.
So, right. So I questioned everything. But then I started doing, it's like I studied Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, Catholicism. So it was like a buffet of religions. And I took my platter and I just put everything that served me. And I felt it was going to make me better and lead me to the highest version of myself. Everything else that I was like, I remember I was 14 years old and they came knocking on the Jehovah's Witnesses came knocking on my door and they were just mentioning how I couldn't give blood to my children if they were, and I was like, you mean to tell me that if something happens to one of my kids, I cannot donate my blood? I was like, okay, this is when you get up and you leave.
Right.
Because that doesn't make any sense to me. But it's, so old, and a lot of people are like, how can you be so, I was like, no, because you gotta follow that passion. You gotta follow what's right.
Right.
And have the courage to do it. And what happens when you do that, a lot of people are just looking up to you because they wish they could do that. They wish you have that courage.
Yeah.
They wish they living vicariously through you.
Yeah. I get that all the time. All the time. Even before I knew my own power, I was getting that. Now I know and I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, so you're the voice and you're that, a lot of us, cacique, the tribe, they're just this voice of they're gonna live life on their own standards and what is right and what's right in the heart space. I think that's the most important thing, is like following the heart space. It's, for me, it's everything. Living in the heart, it's just like, listen, the mindset's one thing. People are like, Evelyn, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I was like, okay, so put the brain in one chair, put the heart in another chair, and ask the question and see what the brain answers and see what the heart answers. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Right. We sure can. But I do want to get into cardology. I keep talking about tarot, but I was introduced to cardology by you and Jarena, and she had told me about it last time when we were together, and then you broke it down even more, and I was like, now I want to get into cardology.
Well, yeah, because I love cardology. I've been doing it for like 2 or 3 years. I've been studying it. I'm about to put it on my website to do the readings. I still do private readings.
Okay.
But basically, cardology was created in ancient times. It says, if you study cardology, it goes back to Atlantis times, Lemurian Atlantis times, and it came from Egypt. And they try to hide this from humanity, right, in devices, right? So they basically, the tarot cards that they do in regular botanicas or stuff like that, those were the cards that were used to play in ancient times. Those were the playing cards.
Wow.
And the casino deck cards were actually your fortune teller.
Wow.
And they switched it around, and they made the casino deck cards to play poker and
to cover it up.
And then the other ones to tell your future.
Wow.
So when I remember stumbling up on it one time, and I was like, wait, there's at my intuition, right? There's something here. And I went deeper and deeper, and I'm like, holy smokes, this is just like, I'm just in shock.
Deeper than tarot.
Deeper.
And these are regular cards, like playing cards that we play spades and stuff with.
It's and then I started studying the queens, the hearts, the spades, the clubs, and I started understanding the 4 seasons, the part of when you are a kid, when you're a teenager, when you're an adult, and an elder. 4 elements. So let's say the heart is the kids, the clubs is a person that's going to the university, the diamond is the adult, and the spade is the elder. Then the 4 seasons: summer, winter, fall, and autumn. Like, it just has so many stuff. So I love cardology. Nevertheless, I love cardology, and I do the readings on it, and it just goes deeper into even relationships, like a relationship between you and your mom. What karma is there? And and the beautiful thing about cardology is that when you bring, let's say you have a partner or a boyfriend or something, you know, and you don't understand why you're together or why you have fights. In the cards, it would be like because Mars, because Saturn, and you had a past life with this, and if you was to, like, it breaks you down on how to make the relationship better based on his date of birth, your date of birth, and the planets that align at that moment in time of their birth.
Wow.
So I love it.
It's interesting. I'm getting more into everything, like even my tarot, my oracle. I'm getting into that.
You're a 5 of clubs.
Yeah, I was a 5 of clubs.
5 of clubs, like I told you already, you're an adventurer. You are restless. You're like, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do that and I want to do that. And, you know, so there's a lot of you're an adventurer. You just want to get up and go.
Yes, that's for life.
It's spontaneous. You know, so that's. And I could just tell by just studying these cards, I'm like, wow. And then if I was to look, I didn't even look at your ruling planet, but if I was to look at your ruling planet, I could even go deeper in what you are. And
I'm gonna get a reading from you, Evelyn. I'm gonna get my reading, okay?
I'm gonna get my reading. No, definitely. So I love doing the readings, and I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
You see, that's one thing, and that's why I tell most people. Sometimes people start something and then they start it with passion, and sometimes in the middle of it they lose the passion for it. So just leave it alone, leave it alone, and then you come back to it when you are more passionate about it. So for me, like cardology, the workshops that I teach, or when I stopped doing, like, let's say this weekend that you guys went and did ayahuasca, and I held back. Yeah. I wasn't holding the space. She was eating pork chops, drinking wine in front of us. Like, I'm smelling it. I was upstairs, like, I just want to lick a pork chop. And I was just in a space of, I didn't want to hold space. I was giving myself 6 months without holding space and being, but regardless, I was present. And I think the second night you guys came and you sat on the goodness. And I ended up holding space without the medicine, but because I want to make sure that when I am holding the space, I am holding the space. Yes. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, oh my God, I'm holding this. No. I'm in it, and I'm 100% in it. Yeah. If I feel like I'm not in it 100%, I'm not doing it. You see? So I urge you to come to this goddess retreat. I definitely want to. I definitely. Are you doing You said there was going to be a medicine woman, another medicine. Yes. What medicine are you giving? Ayahuasca. Oh, you're doing ayahuasca? I'm doing 2 ayahuasca ceremonies. Yeah. So that'll be. You're like, I don't know. Maybe next year. No. I have to go. Oh, maybe not even do the medicine twice. You could do it just one night. But besides the medicine that we're doing there, like what we're doing is the Joni steaming. Yeah, I never did that before. That's amazing. And the wound healing, that's amazing. We're going to integrate Joni eggs and talk about Joni eggs. Okay. We're doing shamanic breath work. I need to practice that too. Shamanic breath work is like having an ayahuasca ceremony without. Wow. My shamanic breath work is like having an ayahuasca ceremony without the ayahuasca. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Yes. People, I see shit go down. Wow. Like you. And my breath, there's something wrong with my breath. Sometimes I feel like I don't breathe sometimes. Like I'm not a breather. That's why I feel like I can't meditate, because I don't do breathing work. No. Is that false? That's false. Okay. Believe me, you need to come and do a breath work. And then we're integrating breath work, we're integrating vitamin release, we're integrating the cord cutting. Like cord cutting, the candle cord cutting is super important because sometimes your energy is still attached to a person, to a relationship, to a situation, and we need to just sever those cords. And we're doing the despacho, we're doing rapid ceremony. I mean, we're doing just a lot of things. And I'm telling you, these women are on Sunday. These women are gonna freaking come out, and they're gonna be walking on freaking clouds. That they're gonna be able to. And then the integration, and then another beautiful part about the tribe, the InOneHeartTribe that we have going on, is that we're there. Like you could call me and text me and be like, listen, and I'm not gonna be like, okay, it's $55,000 or $150. No, like I'll give you my time because I know that if you are good and you're planting seeds, the world's going to be better. That's my payment.
Oh, you really helped me. Like the conversation we had the day after I came back, we were also on the phone for almost like an hour. And it really, I needed that. I really needed that.
Yeah, and that's integration. That, you know, sometimes we feel lost, and sometimes, you know, I have students that sometimes they're thriving. They take like 20 steps forwards and then 10 steps back, and they're like, "Fuck, blah blah blah." Stop. You're having a human experience. You're only human. You know, don't self-hate. You know, just be patient and compassionate with yourself, and we start again. You know, because it's just old, you know, patterns and old mental beliefs that you gotta let go of, and little by little you get there. You know, so I'm in a space right now that I'm co-creating this beautiful space for women, for men to come together, to breathe, to birth something new, and I'm excited. I mean, I have my brother that looks into land in Peru to bring like awareness in a healing center there. I'm planning to make the cabin, you know, it's 10 acres. So definitely would love to, like in the future, would love to just make it a little yurts or little tiny homes around.
A little community.
Right, like
on
a little
your land.
community, and you know, and just giving that knowledge and wisdom to everyone that can come in together and just understand that we're just brothers and sisters. At the end of the road, we're really like these walls, right? We're brothers and sisters. We're all sharing this planet together. We are all born here. So, because borders don't really exist. They don't exist. They were created by the government.
Let's not even go there.
And that's another thing. Like, I'm saying, like, if 5 spaceships come to our planet and they want to take over, we all got to come together, you know, and put our differences away. You know, I'm just trying to get us there before the spaceships come. Before the spaceships come, I'm just like, listen, we could do this together. We can make this a better world.
Oh my God, you called the spaceships to your place.
I know.
Oh my God, she called, less than 5. This is when I came back. 5 minutes later, I only saw the 2, but there was more. There was 2, it looked like 2 stars, but they stayed the same distance apart and they were just moving. Same distance apart for a minute. And one of them flashed the bright lights. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know, because he was like, I'm like, oh, so let me call them. And he's like, and I'm like, show yourselves. He's like, dude, bro. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's cool, you could call them, they show up, but to me, I'm like, what are the lottery numbers?
Right, like, tell
me something, like, it's cool, like, I see your lights
are there. Oh my goodness.
But I need something more than this, like, I'm like, I need to get to the next level communicating with them, and like, listen, you
Word. Know what? I was like, did they follow me back from wherever I was? Because it was right when I came back, okay, and I was finally conscious. I was like, did you follow me? Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. Found 2 hawk feathers within 5 minutes of each other. But right before we left, I have one. Adrian has the other one. Like, everything was amazing that whole weekend. And I thank you so much for your cabin and for your love and your singing and everything. Yeah,
it was beautiful to have you guys there. I love the Nafis, maestro that served the medicine.
Yes, Nafis was amazing.
Amazing.
I sat with him in Yahe in March, and now he was giving the medicine.
And now I loved it because I was, you know, as you know, Cacique has gone with me to Peru and has started his journey, and I was so, I was just concerned. I was like, who's gonna serve the medicine? This is gonna, you know, this is a container. This is the land. It's protected, and I want to make sure that these people are getting what they. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay in this cabin. I'm gonna oversee everything and make sure that whoever's holding this medicine and serving it to the participants, it's in a good space.
Right.
And just having him walk in, I was like 100%.
You felt it. Yeah. He was amazing.
He was amazing. He was in his heart space, and that's super important. Like,
yeah.
No, oh, I'm better. No. It's humbleness, like
very
gratitude
humble.
and humble. That to me is one aspect of that we should, and grace, right? That humility and that grace and that humbleness is so, I think that's so beautiful. And I thank him for coming and being able to serve that medicine. For real. And then give you guys that healing that you guys need to do.
And he's funny too. He's hilarious.
You know, we all funny.
We were having a good time. At one point, me and Adrian, I don't know what was going on, but we just could not stop laughing. And this is why we're coming back from the medicine. But I think we needed that because some people were so like
it was
tight.
So funny because Adrian came inside the cabin and he was like, and then he went to the bathroom and then he was about to leave and then he was going to go out through the front and then he went out to the side and then he comes back and like, Evelyn, I cannot get back to this thing. I'm like, it's okay, I'll take you. And he grabbed my hand and I'm like, where are your shoes? He's like, because he can tell me. I was like, fuck. I was like, ouch. He's like, ouch. I was like, ay,
he's crazy.
I was like, oh God. And I walked through that space.
Oh my goodness.
We had a good time.
We did. And I love ceremony because you meet new people and you come as strangers, you leave as family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You keep in touch with each other. And some people really need a bond like that. Some people don't have that. So I'm really glad that I connected with those that I connected with. That's why I'd rather do smaller spaces than big groups, spaces. You know. Kasika was talking about 3 people giving the medicine. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of people. So I don't know. The one you're going to have for the women is going to be in your cabin, right? Okay.
And that's going to be, I like small circles because I feel like I can dedicate my time to each person and get to know them more on a personal level.
Right.
And I like that connection.
That's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, that's why even with my workshops of the people that come to my retreats, they're been going for, like, I have people that have come to Peru 3 times with me.
Wow.
You know, they come back again, but it's because I feel like we connect in such a deeper level when you're doing, especially like if I hold space for like 30 people.
Wow.
You know, it's like I cannot give you the attention that you need. You know, of course, if you have, you know, your assistants and whatnot, but the goddess retreat that we're doing, we're taking 7 girls.
Okay.
You know, and that's how much. That's more than enough. 7. Imagine 7 women. You know, there's 7 women living inside of us already. So that's like 7.
Right.
That's like 140. So that's what I would say. It's like it's better to. I like small groups. Okay. You know, now if we do because I have a lot of my students that are reaching out to hold a ceremony. If I happen to do a big group, it'll be like 3 or 4 medicine people, and it'll be 20 people. And then we'll have 3 days of like making sure that everybody's. But that's in the future. Okay. I will see into that. But the goddess one that we're doing in December is gonna be 7 women. Okay. I'm gonna try to make my business to go for that one, but I'll talk to you about that. Yeah. I definitely would love to be there. Yeah, it'll be beautiful. Even if you're able to, you know, not want to do ayahuasca twice, you could do it one time. Right. But more importantly, the other things that you're gonna get out of it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, trying something else. Because I was like, I don't want to always need or feel like I need the plant medicine to get to where I'm trying to be. You know. The point is to get to where you're without it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. To get to that space of awareness, or like, okay, this is what's happening, and being able to see yourself from your higher self point, versus being so much in the movie of the earth and the drama that you think you are in, but you're really not. Wasting time for nothing, and time and energy for nothing. And I remember when that moment, I felt that when grandmother ayahuasca showed me, like, you've been complaining and crying over nonsense. Like, there's much bigger things that need to be fixed or helped there for you to do than to just complain and cry over nonsense, you know? It is true. So I'm glad about that too, because I was a complainer since I was a kid. I've been a complainer since I was a kid. It's a whole family thing, but it's something that you can break, right? Yeah. Something that you don't want to, you know, you no longer want to hold on to that belief or that element of yourself. So you know, you could just pinpoint, like, oh, I wanna get rid of this of me, the self judgments of this, or anything like that. You know? And that's what this goddess retreat is. That's my aim, to make sure that on Sunday when everybody leaves, they're coming out there empowered and focused, because I want to do vision boards too, because it's at the end of the year. So you know, so it's a different, so it's gonna
that'd be beautiful. Yeah. Oh no, I would love to be there. I would love to be there.
And then being with sisters, right?
Yeah.
The sisters, being there with holding space with woman to woman, you know, not bashing, not talking behind each other's back, really being vulnerable to one another, because that's what indigenous tribes did back in ancient times. You know, we had our moon lodges where all of us were on our moon, and we were like sisters, like true sisters, you know. Now they have tried to divide the woman and be jealous of one another.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All of that stupidity has to end.
I don't know if that's ever gonna happen.
You know,
I hope so, but I doubt it.
And the only way it's gonna end is when you show them that they have this divine light, you know, and they're amazing. And I think little by little, you know, we'll get there. But I think like the woman that I have come into contact with, and they're in that space, and the women that end up coming into my reality, they're in that space, and they just want to empower each other. Like, you come in and it's like, okay, Heather, you do this. Yesenia, you do this. Oh my God, you're so amazing at that sound healing that you do.
Beautiful.
You hold space in this ceremony so well. I'm here to assist you to become the best version of yourself. I want to add to your greatness.
Right.
And we all adding each other to our greatness.
And people don't realize when you come together, there's so much power in coming together and healing. Like, I don't know why people don't want that. Yeah. But I'm not worried about that. We're going to work on them. You know, we work on ourselves and the people who want to be healed and be helped. And then eventually, exactly.
You know, you cannot take what is it? You can only take the horse to the water. You cannot make it drink.
Yeah.
They have to want it too.
Yeah.
So that's where we are.
That's beautiful. Is there you want to promote your website again and anything else?
It's InOneHeart, www.InOneHeart.com. And then you can come and follow me at JustDiffrnt, but without the E's.
Yes, with no E's in different. So JustDiffrnt.
So it's DIFFRNT. You got it.
Because she's different. Okay, that's
I mean, like, how am I going to be different if I'm spelling it the same?
The same way, exactly.
But yeah, you could just, and there's like stuff that I do. I put personal stuff. Sometimes I'm in my spiritual head. Sometimes I'm in my medicine woman vibe. Sometimes I just want to dance salsa.
Yes.
And not just being me.
Yes. So some people think that just because you're spiritual, you got to be like holy and everything. No, I curse like a motherfucker. Like, I would have sex with as much as I can. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we still, we're still human too. But we just,
like, spirituality is actually being authentic. I think it's not so much about being spiritual, it's about being authentic to who you are.
That's true. Yes,
you know,
I agree.
And I think like that once you become authentic, it's like people used to laugh at me. I remember in one of my Instagrams, a person says like, "Oh my God, you're a spiritual teacher and you say fuck," and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm hitting my throat chakra here. Fuck. I'm like, come on, like don't put me in a label, don't put me in a box.
Right.
I am nothing. I am not those labels. I'm not, I could be a spiritual teacher. I could be twerking. I could be salsa dancing. I could be going deep into my quantum mechanics and my quantum entanglements and dimensions and portals and talk about aliens all the time. So I could talk about womb healing and Johnny X and tantra and sex there's so many aspects of me.
Right. But you're doing everything with your heart and love.
Exactly.
You have pastors that do the worst things humans can do, and they're leading churches. Like, come on, we're just being our higher selves.
Yeah.
With love.
With love. That's what it is. And I think that's what spirituality. And I think like a lot of the people that come to my workshops and come to my events, they also are a reflection of who I am. So they love everything, but they're also like, are we gonna go out for a drink? Evelyn, are we gonna go? And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it.
Let's go. Come on.
So it's being able to have fun too and not take life so seriously.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Is like you came here to enjoy life, and I think like once you lose that, you become so rigid and serious. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna enjoy it. I want to be like, oh, I remember when I was an earth being.
And I had a good time. Right.
And I had such amazing sex and some good Peruvian food and Jamaican food and I danced my ass off.
Right.
And, you know, just remembering what was it to be an earthling. An earthling.
An earthling. It's so crazy that now it's like a whole new reality to me. Like I'm telling you, all I thought about was aliens. Not like I was an alien.
You're an alien.
But I am. I'm an alien. I probably was a space spider or something like that, or a lion, space lion. I don't know, but that's
so funny you mentioned the space spider, because I remember I did a mushroom ceremony one time and one of the girls was there and she was like, she said she was meditating and she opened up a portal and she went inside this portal and she was in a spaceship and they were ant humanoids.
Oh, wow.
And they were like having a conference. There was 3 of them and they all turned around and they looked at her. She said, sorry, wrong portal. And she took a step back. You know, she's like, oh, she's like, sorry, wrong portal. And I was like, oh my God. Because they all like,
wow. Like, you know, oh my God, yo.
So everything is possible. I mean, if you tell me anything is possible.
And then Saturday, when we came back, when I was about to go to bed, there was a spider on my bed. There was a spider on my bed. And I was freaking out. Adrian was like, calm down. This is probably your family or something. I was like, oh my God.
You have a spider.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's
you know, and it makes sense. I mean, you webbing, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Man, that was everything happened that weekend was amazing. That was a life change. It really changed my life. Like, it really did. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy and happy I met you, for real. Like, you're gonna be in my life forever. Okay, we're soul sisters. We're never letting each other go.
We're connected.
We're connected. No, seriously.
Definitely, yeah. No, I have to do a little reunion for everyone. Like,
oh, that would be beautiful.
Like, that would be beautiful. I'm like, I keep saying that. Like, one day I have to put everybody because they're all in the same wavelength.
Yeah.
They're all like, you know, it was the funniest thing when I went to do my teacher training. We all were in the same wavelength, and then we were at a resort, and then the teacher said, okay, go connect to a tree. So you see 80 people hugging trees throughout the whole resort.
Wow.
And then the people, the cleaning people and the people that are serving the food, they have no idea.
They were like, what is happening?
And they're like, excuse me, miss, what are they doing? And then when I put myself in their position and I looked at, they all look like mental patients, like in those hospitals, because everybody's like touching the tree and hugging it, and I'm like, it's not what you did. They're not mental, I promise.
Wow.
So funny.
Oh, wow, I love it. Oh man, this was a very, very dope conversation, Evelyn. Thank you so much for coming all the way from East Bumblefuck.
Yes, but thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome anytime.
Okay, I loved it.
Good. Did you?
Fun.
Yes.
I had so much fun.
Thank you so much, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. You've learned a lot, and I'm just gonna keep teaching and keep showing you guys what I got. Okay? So I will see you again next week. Peace. Here since April. I've been doing this in April, but I've been doing radio for like almost 20 years. Yeah, I've been doing this on and off though. I would say on and off, but that was so good. Yeah, I'm glad. And you were comfortable. I like to make people feel comfortable.
Yeah, I was comfortable. I get comfortable really easy.
You have that spirit.
Yes, I get comfortable really easy. And it was such a beautiful flow, you know.
Yeah.
So then what do you